Hi, Sandman here. Today I'm looking at True Believers #1, Carol Danvers. Yeah, and you know what? She is only in 2 pages of this book. She has co-opted the original Captain Marvel's book, taken over the title for 2 pages. Ask her about her feminist agenda. Yeah, so anyways, where stocks the century. Great cover. This was originally presented Marvel Superheroes 13, which was the second appearance of the original Captain Marvel, I believe. So yeah, so we start off with this. So it looks like Roy Thomas wrote this and Gene Colan drew it. Gene Colan, of course, is a mainstay of early Marvel. Same thing with Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas wrote pretty much almost everything in Marvel and DC at one point or other. Gene Colan, I don't know, never really got the fame he deserved, I guess. Most people don't know who he is, but guaranteed you've seen art from him somewhere. So this picks up from this first appearance. Just working on his gadgets. One thing I noticed about these older comics, like generally comics in the 80s were about 15 minutes to read. And in the 90s, they quickly dropped to like 5 minutes. And then they kind of teetered around 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the type of comic in the 2000s. But this one took a long time to read. A long time. You can see there's a lot of text, a lot of explaining. But yeah, Gene Colan was a pretty good artist. Really underappreciated. I don't know, he might have been famous during his 60s or 70s, but don't hear much talk about him, actually. This comic was okay. It's, I don't know, nothing special even for the time. I was never into Captain Marvel. I think he was dead already prior to me starting comics. He was referred to a lot, and then I read some reprints and some older issues when I got a hold of them. It's probably more well known for having some Thanos stories down the road. But yeah, there's really not much to talk about with this book. I mainly grabbed it because it's just comical that Marvel decided to re-release this as Carol Danvers. Really trying to push that Carol Danvers on us. The sad thing is she was a good character in the beginning. Like, they didn't need to pump her up that much like they do now. See, there's her first appearance right there. And this is interesting here. She gets introduced as, this is Miss Danvers, man or woman. She's the finest head of security a missile base could want. So she's given props right from the start. It's not like she's like some disposable damsel in distress. Like, she has a decent job, and this was back in the late 60s, early 70s. I think it was 60s still. That's pretty amazing. Like, so that's what I mean. There's always been diversity in comics. There's no need to be so heavy-handed with it like they are now, and trying to shout in the wind about it and telling everyone, hey, we're diverse, look at us. And that's it. That's all of it. She starts here. Here. Kind of ridiculous that they renamed this comic Carol Danvers. Yeah, there's a good scene. The sentry smashing things. But yeah, that's basically it. I think I'll skip ahead. So this is the original cover. Marvel superheroes featuring Captain Marvel. The funny thing is, they could have got away with just keeping the name Captain Marvel because she's Captain Marvel currently, so it kind of works as a double entendre. But, we gotta... Oh, here we go. See, we're pushing... this is even... Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. The Miss Marvel years. So why wouldn't you just call this Miss Marvel? That's what her awesome costume. Her Miss Marvel costume, probably one of the best superhero costumes ever. Love it. One of my favorites. But yeah, that's it. It's a short one. Just had to point this out. Pretty ridiculous. Anyway, subscribe. Click the bell icon to receive notifications. And thanks for watching.